I think that's just a call the next day and say, babes, what was wrong? Like, you left early. Are you okay? Because you know that that's not that person's nature normally.
That's why I say, like, don't open your legs to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Because soul ties will attach onto you.
Hey, and welcome to the Ladies Lounge, where we are getting you unbound and uplifted. All in the name of Jesus. We are so glad that you are back on this couch with us again today.
Yes.
We are your hosts, and I'm Chrystal Chanel.
And I'm Coco Dupree. Yes, now on our previous episode, we opened up the conversation on friendships, and we both felt that we wasn't quite ready to close that chapter. So we are back again to continue on with this topic, and we're going to dive even deeper. So we asked you a few questions last time, as like, are you choosing your friends with God in mind? Are your friendships rooted in purpose or just convenience? Also, do they draw you close to God, or do they slowly drift you away? There's also another question we threw in there, and would you let them speak into your life during a season of confusion or pain?
That was key.
Absolutely key. So, did you take time to pray and reflect on it? And have you been able to have those hard questions? You know, the ones that you're really scared to do and your heart's pounding and you're not sure. If not, you better get onto it, because I believe that doing this will help you on your journey. I encourage you to really seek God in this, and don't be afraid of the outcome. Trust that He only wants the best for you, and that His thoughts towards you are only for good, according to Jeremiah 29:11, which is what I consistently pray every day, that His thoughts towards us are only for good and to give us an expected end.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We are now going to dive in and really open up in conversations into different aspects of friendships. Friendships for us, really. Yeah, like we couldn't leave the last thing unturned. No. It was just like that. We're not done.
Yeah, we literally walked away, and during the week, when we said, "Oh, we need to do it," and when you said, "Oh, we need to actually open up," I was thinking, "Oh my gosh, she was actually on the same brainwave as me." To think, I walked away from the last one thinking we didn't really dive into all the crooks and crannies of friendships and different aspects
and I
of
think that's because we don't have a gossip type nature necessarily.
No.
But I do feel that it's necessary to share the dynamics of really what's made us discuss friendships. And the aspects of why we think it's important to also have God cover us under and over our friendships.
100%.
Because you can make friends with somebody, and obviously not everything always reveals itself initially. Let's be real. And we can't. I'm not asking anyone to be like, that person doesn't go to church, I'm not their friend. That's not what I'm about. That's not what I'm saying. It's more for you and for yourself. Is that person for what you want to do with your journey with God? Is that person, as you asked one of the questions, are they bringing you closer to God, or are they removing you, making that journey not what it should be, not a reflection of God? Because equally, I have friendships that are of a different religion, but it doesn't mean that they make me waver away from my journey. So that's not what I'm trying to say. Just to make that super clear. But no, listen. I was like, hold on. I've been through some things with some friends, and I'm like, I need to
talk about it.
Yeah,
let's get it out. Let's get it out.
All right, so I'll start. So for me, I've had like a situation. I'll speak about following on. So if you go to episode 1, my introductory part, I speak about my breakup and stuff like that. I can actually say that I've always been a very strong person within my friendship group, like always got it together to a point that even when I haven't, my friends still think I have. So when I was going through that breakup, and obviously I've shared about my season of depression for for that process that I had to go through, my friends weren't really there for me. They weren't there for me. You know, they still would drop their friends off for me to look after their children, but not really check in, not actually think to themselves, Chrystal's going through a breakup, like she's had to move home, she's had to start again, let's support her. There was no, and I do think it's really important when you have a group of friends, not necessarily girls. Obviously, there's power with like a girl vibe, like having a girls' night. And I do think that it's really important that you rally around a friend that isn't doing so well at the moment and make a bit of a fuss of them and have a girls' night focused on them. And I did feel that through what I was going through, that was necessary. And I didn't actually get that. Instead of getting that, I got, Chrystal's fine. Chrystal's all right. You know, and when I came around to actually speaking to them about the fact that they each had gone through things and I showed up in the way that I felt like they needed. So I was there, a friend moving out and not having this or that. I showed up with those things. Like I showed up, I visited in the uncomfortable situation and the season that they were in.
Yeah.
And I didn't get that. It was just, Chrystal's fine. She can still look after our kids. She can still like come out. She can still do this. And when I came to speaking to them about it, I was just like, we're really sorry. It was kind of that kind of vibe. But then soon enough, quickly, and that's the thing, in my walk as a person, I stay away from the very word, which is jealousy. I admire people. I don't necessarily always, if it's something that I want for myself, then I will, if that's my friend, I will draw near to them. I will learn how to be that way.
Yeah.
I will educate myself on that. But I wouldn't be jealous of what they have.
Yeah.
Who they are.
Yeah.
And I do feel like, unfortunately, a lot of females do that.
Yes.
And they don't, I don't think that some even get that they're acting out of jealousy, to be honest.
Some women can be quite in denial of that. They don't realize that until I think for me, the major word for me is just a lot of women are in denial.
Yeah.
Are in denial. They can't, like, well, I'm not jealous of why, but actually your character is showing you otherwise.
Yeah.
So that's why. But some women just
the material
can't see
from
it.
their actions
Absolutely.
is showing,
Absolutely.
So yeah, I don't, that's not my character at all. And I found it, I'm so in I'm in denial sometimes because I'm so dismissive of that characteristic when it's people are acting that way to me through that nature. I ignore it. Like I have other people saying, no, they're jealous of you. And I'm like, why are they jealous of me for? They're my friend. Like, like what they got to be jealous of me about, But they're like, no. And it's really jealousy. What I will say, jealousy is definitely an action, I would strongly say, of an evil spirit, because
agreed.
What materializes from jealousy is always very nasty, very malicious, and often not justified. And that's the hard pill that I've had to swallow with some things. I think last year I had a group of girls that I used to be, I would say, associates with. I spent a lot of time with them. And a clip that I had went viral. Might be able to get hold of the clip and put it in here.
Oh, I'm going to search for that.
It went viral. And to be quite honest, it, going viral for something like that wasn't like, oh my God, like it wasn't anything to me.
An achievement. No,
it wasn't an achievement. But it went viral, and then on the back of that, these girls that had my number, my WhatsApp, my email, even my Instagram, they didn't reach out to me directly. They decided to put comments under the post that were quite nasty, that was of quite a bullying nature. And I mean, I'm now 40. Like, why are women doing this to others?
Immature mentality.
Right. So I was a bit taken aback. I was just like, huh? I was just like, why didn't they just call me and be like, Chrystal, whatever your opinion is, everyone's entitled to their opinion. This is what I think about it. You know, this is what I think about it for you.
Yes.
But instead, it just came across as a big attack. And I just thought, do you know what? Like, I'm not, like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
And then to me, that was the end of that. It was just a block and delete situation, because I was just like, this person has shown their true and real colors, because my post has done nothing to them. And for them to maliciously attack me when I thought that they were just good business associates, potential friends, where did that come from?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Things like that, it just shows you that these things, look, how I see it is when God truly reveals certain people to you, it's him showing to you, this is who they are. I need you to remove yourself from them. I'm going to show you. So sometimes, as women, some men too, will subconsciously ask God certain questions. You might not even realize that you've asked God in your heart, because or you could have basically asked a prayer years ago and said, you know what, I want the right people around me. Or you could have said, I really need some new people that will help me on this journey, or the journey that I'm on, I need the right circle. And then over the years, you'll find that, raw, how did that
People
person
just
show their hand and bounce?
Yeah.
Because what God is doing is he will show this person is not good for you. They're going to show their hand soon.
Yeah.
And then when they show them who they are, block. And that's basically, I feel that's what God has been doing for you, because he's doing the same thing for me as well.
Yeah.
Because I specifically asked for certain people.
Yeah.
And it's a shame, because you're like, raw, that person was, I thought that person, well, we don't always know the intentions of people.
No.
But God knows everybody's hearts and everyone's intentions, that he's like, this person isn't good for you. So I'm going to show you who they are soon.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
And the thing is, I say, you know, that was a straight block and delete. And I'm very much like that. I'm not going to do a back and forth. I'm not going to have a malicious tongue against someone. I'll just remove myself. And that was the tech way of me removing myself and showing them, do you know what? I'm not in an argument with you. I genuinely don't have any bad feelings towards them. I really don't know where all of that energy came from. But I was just like, do you know, I definitely, from that, I could not even ignore that they're not for me. And they're actually against me. So I was just like, I don't know what they're against me for. I don't know what I've done. And also in the commentary, there was nothing that showed that I had done anything. It was just an attack. So I was just like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. And like, these are things like, even in adulthood, which I'm shocked about, because, you know, things like that happen in school, in secondary school, where everyone's trying to find themselves, and I get that part. I do get that, and the hormonal side. I get that, but as women, if you don't like this is something that I'm going to tell you. If you do not like someone, or someone isn't your vibe, don't be horrible to them. Don't down talk them. Don't even speak negatively of them. Don't speak about them at all.
Yeah, they're just not for you.
They're not for you.
Walk away.
Walk away. and also, when you see them, it doesn't mean that you have to be mean. You just ignore them.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's a polite ignore.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have, there's some people that I've stopped talking to and I'm no longer friends with. I don't have any ill feeling towards them. I just don't talk to them anymore.
You don't have to. Not everything has to be a negative attack. Not everything has to be, oh, let me just show that person that I'm not talking to them. You don't have to do that.
I don't
just
have that civil energy.
Keep going. Keep it moving. Just some people, like I said, some people just have that disgusting energy that it's an evil spirit for sure. That jealousy spirit just reaps into other things. It's nasty. It's malicious. And people that carry that type of energy, that type of spirit, they can't help themselves, because that's what those spirits harbor in. They love that nasty trait. They love to cause division, hatred. All those things come from those kind of spirits. So for me, because I understand all of that stuff, I have no expectations on a human being if they don't like me, or if they're being this way. I almost expect, like, oh, that person's got that kind of spirit, so I know what to expect from them. But I just make sure that I don't react to them. And that's just as simple as that. Because you're just going to show your hand, and it's not going to shake me. It doesn't bother me. And that's just how I am now in my age. So, do you know what I mean?
There's so much more important things to life than.
And I think that's why it does not bother me.
Yeah.
Because I have more pressing things to even think about rather than, oh, the fact that this person doesn't like me and they're giving me bad energy. I don't even care. You don't pay my bills. You don't wash my clothes.
That part.
You don't get me groceries.
That
you
part.
don't look after my kids. I don't care at this point.
Listen, I'm just like, and my thing is like, how do you even do all of that? Like, pay your bills, have fun, do what you're doing in life, and still have negative energy for someone? Like, fix yourself.
I don't
if that's
know.
you, like, fix yourself. Look at yourself and fix yourself.
It's draining.
You're sitting here watching our podcast. Like, for me, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but one thing I can tell you is I don't have an evil heart. Like, I'm not about that kind of energy. Yeah, because I don't have that energy and vibe for it. I've got too many things that I'd rather put my energy into. And as a claimed woman of God, for me, that is not the way you act.
Same. Now, our faces may tell a different story because sometimes when we go places, or when I go places, some people might look at me and think, oh, she's got that resting face.
Yeah, I get that too.
She looks like she thinks she's too nice. And actually, I'm just a really quiet, observant person when I go to certain places. And actually, another one, I'm actually socially awkward. But I try not to show that side. So I have this permanent look on my face where it looks like I'm ready to just put my fist through someone's face. It looks like that. I promise you. Look, but listen, I'm a woman of God, and I don't carry myself that way whatsoever. But our face just looks like that, because sometimes you do look like you're vexed.
What do you mean? I get that all the time. Do you know what I get as well? I get people say to me, when I saw you, I thought you were stush.
Oh my gosh, I get that all the time.
And then when they come and talk to me, they're like, you're lovely.
Yes. I get the same thing.
Seriously, ladies, give other women like a chance. Give them a chance. You know, go over to them and speak to them. They might be that way. I know sometimes I could be that way because I'm quite maybe it could be a little bit defensive, like, oh my God, like I don't really want to impose on myself on anyone. I just keep myself to myself. And as you mentioned, a little bit socially awkward, like networking kind of things. I don't want to be that loud person in a room. So I would be like quite quiet, and people might feel like, oh, I don't want to be approached. It's not that. It's just I don't want to approach someone. That's really what it is. But I mean, I'm sure a lot of you also, like, there is a thing about the resting face. You know, there is a thing about that. And I think that we just need to give other women a chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what's going on for you?
Man, I mean, I'd say, to be fair, I wasn't always a girly's girl. So I haven't really had that many issues when it comes to women. To be honest with you. So I can understand, but I can't relate.
It is much better over with the boys sometimes, because they're just direct. They just cut it straight, direct. They will argue and then they're friends the next day.
Yeah.
You're not really.
I don't know, because I'm saying I'm like twisting everything, because I'm like, in my situation, I've had a lot of male friends. Now, there's a downside to having male friends, because a lot of these male friends ended up liking me, whether I knew it or not. And I've had a really close friend. I've had a few close friends where, I'm gonna say that again. I've had a few close friends where, not a few, I shouldn't even say a few. I've had maybe one or two that has liked me for a long time. And one of them specifically, we'd do anything for each other. Like, we've always had each other's back, and it's been absolutely amazing. But I've got a question. What happens when you cross the line with that friend? Yeah, so what happens when you cross the line with a friend? Sorry.
I mean, what happened?
Oh my gosh. So obviously I've known this friend for a very long time. I'm not going to do too much ins and outs because we ended up crossing the line, number one. And do you know what? So it's such a weird situation, because things weren't even awkward after. Nothing, it was just like everything was just normal. Everything was just fine. There was never any issues, but you just know that when you cross boundaries with a male friend, you have to understand that emotions and all things start creeping in.
Yeah.
So what didn't affect you before will now start affecting you, regardless of what it is. And I think that's what it was for me. So even to the point of jealousy, like when we would go certain places and I see females talking to him, I'm sitting and I'm like, what does she want from him? I'll start doing all of these things. I'm like, Cox, what are you doing? Like, you're not even with this person. You just crossed the line.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. And that's why I always, for myself, not for nobody else, but that's why I say, like, don't open your legs to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Because soul ties will attach onto you. Now, yours, whatever you've got on you, will go onto him.
Yeah.
And whatever's on him will go onto you.
Yeah.
And what started to happen was I started to walk around with this feeling of, that's my territory.
Yeah.
But actually, it's not.
No.
I ain't seen a ring on his fingers.
Yeah.
He doesn't belong to you.
Yeah.
You know, and so all these things over the years just started attaching to me, and I just consistently felt so emotionally tied to him. But that's what happened. Because if we go back into the Bible, they didn't do marriage like how we do marriage.
No, you lay with them. That's your husband and wife.
They laid in the bed together, and that was them being married. So I still think on that it still applies today, regardless. Even though, yes, for the earth, for the kingdom of earth, you have to have that legalized in terms of the marriage, the ring, the paperwork.
Yeah.
But they didn't have that. So that
was the covenant. That was it.
So I'm very weary about that. Only, like, obviously in the last few years where I'm really taking my walk really, really seriously. But I'm just like, man, and I've had to really think about it, that it's affected me to the point where I'm like, I thought this person would end up being the one, because you know when people talk about, you never know, because your best friend might
start a relationship from a friendship.
So I thought that to myself, thinking, well, this person is like my best friend, so it's like, who knows? And I'm thinking, maybe I'll wait for that person. And we've both had that conversation before, like in terms of waiting, you know. But after a while, when you think, girl, this person is not ready and will never be ready, you're going to be waiting until you're nothing but skin and bone. Who are you waiting on? So that's where I had to tell myself, all right, you need to now break all these soul ties off of not just this person, but anyone you've ever slept with, anyone you've ever, you've considered a friend. That, you know, actually they had a little something. There was always going to be an emotional attachment. So I had to break that. And I felt free. And the only way I'm going to feel free is when I'm around that person. How am I going to feel? Is my heart still going to, because then you haven't broken it.
No.
So I know that when I'm around that person, I'm like, man, it's a shame, but I don't feel anything.
Then it's.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, that's a common conversation, actually. Can men and women be friends?
Oh my gosh.
And the thing is, I do think that they can, but then it really depends. Exactly. It depends on the respect level of each person. Because I think sometimes men and women make really good friendships because of the opposites, in terms of having a male friend that you can go to almost like a brother to say, I've met someone, like, what do you think? Or when you meet him, what do you think? And they can actually give you some good, genuine counsel on that man's character, because they know men's nature. You can't get the same counsel from a female on a man, you know.
No.
So for that reason, I think it is good. It is a vibe. And I don't, like, there are a lot of women that are married and they wouldn't have their husbands have female friends. And I have a principle that if this isn't a female that you would bring to our wedding, then she's not your friend.
1000.
Yeah. And if this isn't a female that you wouldn't bring to our home to break bread with us, she's not your friend. And
1000.
as a woman, I can discern that woman's mindset towards my partner, towards my husband. I believe I can do that from the get-go. You know, is that woman just genuine, that she just genuinely digs him, just genuinely loves him as a guy, that's a friend, that's a boy. You can have that love. I do believe that.
I believe it,
But a lot of people are so adverse to it. Like, they're so like, no, can't have that kind of friendship with the opposite sex, which is a bit, for me, no.
But I think it's also because a lot of people do think, like, especially if the guy's good looking, or I've had some people where they say, how did you two not hook up? Like, you guys so whatever. And it's like, some people just say, well, we might be good looking, but I don't find him how you might see other people, kind of thing. So it just depends. Like you said, it depends on, I say it depends on the emotional maturity of those people as well.
Yeah.
Because I can find a guy attractive and I can be his friend, but I'm like, you know what? I know deep down that you're actually not that one for me, though.
Yeah, you're not.
So I can still be your friend. So that's cool. That's not an issue.
Yeah, facts.
It's when the guy's good looking, you're like, oh, he ticks so many boxes. But you should still be that person's friend regardless, because you should have that before you get married anyway. You need to be that person's friend. You know what I'm saying? So it's putting those boundaries in place, because before you start dating someone, you should be their friend anyway to get to know them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It can be. I mean, this topic, I'm sure so many people are going to have things to say about it.
I want to know
what you
think.
want to know. 100%. I want to know. And just by saying that, please, if you want to jump in onto this topic and you want to send us some questions or whatever it is, please feel free to go into our email at info4ladies. So info, the number 4, ladieslounge@gmail.com. And we will answer any questions and throw in some stuff in there.
Yeah, shoot us some scenarios. Like, I was speaking to a friend actually she was just talking to me. And her whole scenario is that her friend had a thing, right? Because with her, but didn't mention it straight away. So I have issues with that as well.
Okay.
You know, with my friends, I'm like, I'm your friend. I love you. So if I do something, don't wait a month to holler at me and talk to me about it. You know? And if you do, don't come to me on it with a negative spin. Because you might just need a moment. And I do think that sometimes you need a moment to yourself before you bring something to somebody.
Yeah, because you might need to digest some things.
Digest it, not be so angry when you present it. I think that's really important. Again, that's I would say emotional maturity and knowing yourself a bit. But you brought something to me, knowing that I'm your friend, knowing that I love you, and you think that I am, like, the nature that you're coming at me is that you think that I've done this negative thing to you on purpose. Like, that offends me, right? Because that's not my nature. Doesn't mean I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. But the point is that this friend told another friend that, you weren't drinking. They went to 2 venues. You weren't drinking at the first venue.
Okay.
But you drank at the second venue. I was like, huh?
What?
Yeah. Then there's another scenario. So we've been on this topic, so I've been talking to a few people, right?
Yeah.
Then there was another scenario where a friend was upset with another friend because the friend attended a birthday party but left a bit early. She left a little bit early. She attended, but she left a little bit early. And then when they came to discuss it, the friend that left early said, the reason why I left early is because before I even came, I was really tired. And then the event and all the goings on wasn't really for me, and I wasn't really feeling in the mood. So obviously, rather than sit there sad-faced, not bringing the energy for someone's birthday and really in the celebratory mood, you remove yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's just a call the next day and say, babes, what was wrong? Like, you left early. Are you okay? Because you know that that's not that person's nature normally. They've attended so many of your birthdays and they've literally like rided with you throughout the whole night. Yeah. Probably even stayed over at your house. Wouldn't you think to call that person and say, are you okay?
That would be my go-to.
That would be my go-to.
It's not like you. If I know you, then that would be my go-to. Say, hey, what's up? You left early. Is everything all right? What's going on?
Yeah. Do you think that person has space in terms of the birthday persons? Do you think that they have the right to be annoyed, angry, or upset with the person that attended but left a bit early?
No.
Not at all?
No.
That was my fault.
Yeah.
On it.
That's a straight up. That's a hard no.
Okay.
So I don't understand the mindset of that, but
I don't understand the mindset of that either.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
I think everyone's so caught up in themselves sometimes they're not in a space of giving other people grace.
Yeah, I was going to say grace is that. And I think everyone's just so this now, like what's going on? What's next?
Me.
Yeah, people expect things. This is my issue sometimes that I used to have with women is that when you expect someone one way, when you have an expectation of a person being one way, you think that they're always going to be that way. Yeah. I am not a robot. I have issues. I have feelings. I have things going on.
Yeah.
If I have a down day, please show me some grace.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I think there's a lot of women out there that because they're so used to seeing someone a certain way that they think that they're always going to be like that. So when something's just when something's just off, they're seeing it as, oh, she just left and whatever. It's like,
but that's the part where you don't take offense to it because you've seen that person show up all the time in that way.
Yeah.
Why would you jump to the nature of taking complete offense to it when them leaving and them not acting as they normally does hasn't caused you no direct offense or embarrassment or any lack on your celebrations of the day? Like, I don't understand why you would.
I don't know. I just got a straight answer for it. Let go and let God. That's just it.
Let go, let God.
Just let go. Let God. I haven't got anything more for that.
I think that's I tried to get my head around. I thought I'd bring it to you because I was just like,
appreciate that.
I don't know what to say to my friend because I was just like, I don't
tell them to let go and let God. 100%.
I mean, that was my vibe. But I thought let me just check. Let me just bring it to the platform because
yes, that is the best thing to do.
Okay, so now I want to just, in the nature of discussing scenarios in friendships, the guidance that you gave earlier in terms of asking certain questions of yourself and seeking what the answers are within your friendships around those questions. Obviously, revisit the beginning of this pod. I just want to say to you ladies, if you love your friend and you know that they generally have your best interest at heart, use grace, use wisdom, be patient and definitely be understanding and allow them to explain themselves. It's okay to have an issue. I'm not saying that it's not okay to have an issue because when no one's perfect. And sometimes people do things thinking it's in your best interest and still offend you. So, for instance, another scenario could be you are talking to your friend about a personal scenario. Let's talk about the guys. We always like talking about the guys. Yeah. So you want to discuss your guy, someone you're dating with your friend, and it turns out that this guy in nature and his track record hasn't necessarily been the best, let's say. If his track record hasn't been the best, but you are maybe sharing something, oh, he's done this for me or whatever. And your friend then turns around and says, yeah, but he doesn't do this for you normally. She's not necessarily wrong because what you shared with her is true to that. But you felt like that kind of hurt my feelings that you said it at that time. So your friend's not wrong, but she did hurt your feelings.
Okay.
Things like that happen. Okay. It happens. But it's about using the wisdom in just saying to your friend, do you know what? Either sometimes you leave it because you're like, my friend didn't mean bad by it because that's all she has as reference to him. But also, that's the other thing, which I've been learning, is that try not to share too much. If you really value your relationship, even friendships, try not to share too much and try and make sure you pick wise counsel and make sure that that counsel is potentially your only counsel. Then sharing bits and pieces with this person, that person, this person, that person, because everyone has different walk of life, which means that everyone has different perspectives, and as everyone has an opinion, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I think it's about sharing and seeking wise counsel. Like, you'll have maybe a group of 3 friends, and they'll be like, "Oh, you spoke about da 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 with this person behind my back." Sometimes, actually, that is necessary. And I say to you, it's necessary because if you're speaking before you bring something, say for instance, if there was a third person in our friendship, if I wanted to address, let's say that situation was about you and I with the guy and whatever, if I felt offended by say you made the comment and I felt offended, but I didn't know how to take it, or I would then go and seek counsel from my other friend and say, the way she said it, like, and that person can say, just leave it. She didn't mean anything. She didn't mean anything by it.
I get that.
That isn't talking. It's talking behind her back, but talking behind her back in terms of how you approach dealing with the situation. And I think that's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that the gossip nature isn't for me. That's one.
No.
But trying to comprehend maybe where your friend's coming from, because you can't always see different perspective when you're the one offended. So I think wise counsel, wisdom, grace. If you love your friend, if you love anybody in general, grace always comes very closely behind.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would keep it even simple and say, don't gossip at all. Yeah. The only people you should be talking to is the person that you know that you're going to get a solution from.
Yes.
As much as you might want to rage and go crazy, only speak to the person that whatever you need to get off your chest, but you're only going to speak to them if you know that you're going to get a solution. Yeah. That's why it should be what she said, a wise counsel. Speak to someone that you know that you're going to get the best advice and the best sound advice. That's what I find that's important, because I'm like, I won't share nothing with no one unless I know I'm going to get the right return. Now, that right return might not be in my favor. It might be a correction. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, we can have that. That's what true friendships are. You should not be with a person that's always a yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Don't do that. I used to be that person, and I was always scared to correct someone or tell someone if I didn't like something, because I was scared of the outcome, or that person's not going to be my friend anymore. I used to be so scared. Even in relationships, I was the same way. I did not like saying, if that person do something and I'd be uncomfortable, I would be so uncomfortable, but I'll do something. That has got me in trouble so many times. I'm going to go even as raw to say, listen, if that guy said, oh, yeah, we're going to do this tonight, I didn't want to sleep with this person, but I ended up doing it because I was so uncomfortable and I didn't know how to say no. That is scary. Yeah. So, listen, find your voice. Only speak to certain people that you know are going to give you the absolute sound advice. Me, I just go to God with everything. I give God everything. And I only have a few people, mainly family, that I can speak to, that I know I'm going to get the best advice from. And then that's it. Call it a day.
Yeah. I agree with you. I do.
So we are not your therapist,
but
Jesus is. God has called us to minister to women and to encourage, uplift, and help break chains in the name of Jesus. There is so much more we could share, but we're just getting started. So before you go, if this podcast blessed you, please share, subscribe, send it to all your friends. Until next time, I'm your host, Coco Dupree.
And I'm your host, Chrystal Chanel.
Stay unbound and uplifted, and we will see you back here in the Ladies Lounge next time. Shalom.
Amen.